In this lesson, we'll review a math question from the problem solving section. We're on page 548, question 15 out of 16. We know these get progressively harder, and in fact, this is a level 4. It's a moderate to difficult problem. We're given the first three terms of a sequence, 2, -4, and 8. The question reads, the first term of the sequence above is 2. We have that. And every term after the first term is -2 times the preceding term. -2 times the preceding. So 2, -2 times the term before it is -4. And then -2 times the term before it, that would be -2 times -4 is 8, and so on. And the question states, how many of the first 50 terms are less than 100? Now, if you followed these lessons, we've talked about sequence questions. There's usually always two steps. The first one is you have to adapt or apply the rule or rules to expand the sequence. Now, you're never going to go up to 50. You're just going to do it about 3 or 4 times, and you're going to see a pattern developing. So the rule here is stated. It's always -2 to expand the term, -2 times the preceding term. All right, so let's just do that. I'm going to expand it out a few more times. Really what we're doing each time is just changing the sign, and the absolute value is going to be double. So it's going to be -2 times +8 is -16. All right, -2 times -16, that's going to be +32. We'll just do it a couple more times. That would be -64, and let's just stop at 128. All right, we've done it 4 times. That's usually plenty. How many of the first 50 terms are less than 100? This turns into a reasoning question, because the second step is you have to find, whatever the question's asking for. Sometimes it'll be like, the nth term, or in this case, it's how many of the first 50 terms are less than 100. All right. This is a reasoning question, and the best way I think to solve this problem is just take a look at a pattern here. Okay, changes the sign, and so you should recognize 50 is an even number. We've got 2, we've got 8, 32, 128. Those are all positive. It really alternates, so that there are, out of the first 50 terms, you should recognize that there are going to be 25 positive terms and 25 negative terms. All right, so let's think about, we'll start with the negative terms. We know that if there are 25 negative terms, these are all less than 100. They're negative. So right away, all 25 of these would work, right? Less than 100. But now let's focus on the positive. The positive ones, once they get above 100, will not work. But we do have the first few. That's why you just do the first 3 or 4, including the sequence, and that should suffice. So positive term, 2, that's less than 100. All right, so that's 1. 8, that's less than 100, that's 2. 32, that's less than 100, that's 3. And already 128 does not work, it's greater than 100, so it's just 3 positive terms that work, and we add the 2 together, and the answer is 28. So you see, this is a reasoning question. I really can't tell you what the question's going to ask, but you always want to expand it a few times, look for a pattern, and then think about the most efficient way to solve it, and I think this is the best way. All right, the answer here is 28, and that is C. See you next time. Thanks for watching.